Welcome to second grade science. Okay, scientists, today we're going to talk about food chains. But we're going to go a little bit back to that, and we're going to talk about how some animals need other animals to survive. So plants and animals need food. How do we get this? We have this in two groups. We have producers and we have consumers. So our plants are things that make their own food. That's why we call them producers. So plants need energy from the sun to be able to grow and make their own food. Our other group we call consumers. So consumers are living things that eat plants and animals. These consumers are divided into different groups. We have herbivores, and those herbivores only eat plants. Those are animals that only eat plants, like for example, squirrels. So squirrels are animals that only eat plants. And butterflies are animals that also eat only plants. So I'm gonna call this group herbivores, and many more are in this group. The next group that we're gonna be talking about are carnivores. So carnivores are the animals that eat other animals. They need these animals in order to survive. So like the wolf or praying mantis or the eagles, those are animals that eat meat, and we call them carnivores because they eat meat. Then we have this group that is called omnivores. So omnivores eat both. They eat plants and they eat animals. Like the red fox, for example, is an animal that eats meat and plants, but also people. People eat meat, but people also eat vegetables, and we eat fruits. So we're called omnivores. We eat meat, vegetable, fruits, and we also eat sea creatures. We eat fish or lobster, for example. So well, we have now our groups, and then each animal has their own adaptations to eat these certain foods. So carnivores, like lions, they have sharp teeth so that they're able to eat meat. And herbivores, they have flat teeth because they eat plants. So together, producers and consumers, when we put them together, we're going to create what it's called a food chain. So what is a food chain? So a food chain is an order on how living things eat and get energy from another living things. So they go eating, like linking themselves to any other living things to create this chain. So plants and animals relate on each other for food. Many food chains begin with the sun, and then the plant get the energy from the sun, and then the food chain starts. So first we're gonna have like a grasshopper here that would eat the plants. Then we'll have an animal like the mouse that will eat the grasshopper, following the food chain. So we can say that the mouse would follow the food chain, and the grasshopper would eat the grass, and then the grass needs the energy from the sun. So what would be an animal that eat the mouse? We could be a snake, for example. So snake would be an animal that follows the food chain eating the mouse. So let's write that down on the food chain. So we have a snake. And then a bigger animal would eat the snake, like, for example, a big bird, like an owl. So an owl would be an animal that eats the snake, who will eat the mouse. And that's the way the food chain continues. So an owl. Animals can be both. Some animals can be prey and can be predators, depending on the stage that they are in the food chain. So I hope this food chain lesson was useful for you. There's flip grid that I have for you to answer. If you have not answered that, go there and find it on the Easy Peasy grid. The Easy Peasy grid is REES2. That's the code that you need to get to the grid. But then remember, you need your lunch number to be able to access the flip grid and post your answer. Some of the answers that were there were really good, so thank you for those of you that already completed your work. Okay, guys, bye.